So just when it looked like the back and forth between Marlon Wayans and 50 Cent had finally cooled off,
Diddy,
I haven't seen it.
oh man, you working
Everybody
hard.
telling me you got to see it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Part of me don't want to see it
You probably don't.
because it's all skewed, man. Like when you put stuff together, you create whatever narratives you want to, and at the end of the day, everybody being programmed. You know, right now the man's serving time.
Right.
You know, he went before the court. The court said this, and everything is God. But God said this is what he got to do. He got to do 5 years.
Soulja Boy ran it right back up and put fresh heat on it by calling Marlon DL, sparking a whole new wave of online chatter and side-eye reactions. What really caught people off guard is that Soulja jumping in raised eyebrows fast because the internet has long pushed rumors and receipts about him being DL too, along with wild claims linking him to 50 Cent, all of it staying in gossip territory but spreading like wildfire anyway.
All right, so I'm going to make it abundantly clear. I'm not here defending Diddy. I am here because I got dragged into this because somebody asked me a question and I had an opinion.
Soulja didn't just appear out of nowhere either. He and Marlon already had tension from months ago after Soulja made disrespectful remarks involving Marlon's transgender child, which pushed this situation into even messier territory and forced people to look at it more carefully. At this point, Marlon might have been better off staying quiet because every new post and reaction seems to drag out more uncomfortable talk that he probably didn't want resurfacing.
Nobody's wrong for giving an opinion about any subject, period. I'm not here defending Diddy. Don't let the narrative fool you or get to you. Once again, somebody's creating narratives.
This whole blow-up traces back to when 50 Cent released his much-talked-about Diddy documentary on Netflix, and for reasons that confused a lot of people, Marlon jumped in publicly to criticize 50 and defend Diddy, which ended up opening the door to all this renewed drama. I'm not gonna lie, this one really threw me off because I always thought Marlon was one of the more level-headed people in the industry, but that image cracked real fast once he decided what he was willing to defend.
This is my point. So please look at the whole clip that I did and then look what happens with the narrative. And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all people don't be sheep. Use your brain, your freedom of thought, your freedom of speech, and don't ever let nobody bully you. Never. Don't let nobody bully you. You got me? Love. Now back to trolling this troll.
Out of everybody, he chose to publicly stand up for Diddy, and that had a lot of people scratching their heads and shaking them at the same time. And just like you'd expect, the moment 50 Cent saw that, he
For 30 years. You saw Big before he passed? Yeah. Bro, so you're quoting Jack, what you say?
In the documentary, there was insinuations of, that Diddy possibly had something to do with the Big and,
Who's telling the story, right? You can skew people very closely, but you can skew.
wasn't letting it slide for even a second. He jumped online and posted a photo of Marlon from White Chicks with the caption, "Keep my name out of your mouth," making it loud and clear.
You talking about Marlon Wayans? Smack your bald head that nigga. Talking about Marlon Wayans was trying to defend me. Man, shut the up, man. Oh, Marlon Wayans, man.
He followed that energy up with, "Boy, did he got this fool trying to get at me, LOL," and doubled down again saying, "Boy, keep my name out of your mouth," setting the tone real quick. Marlon didn't back off either. He clapped back by posting several AI-generated images of 50 with slick, shady captions meant to stir the pot. One image showed 50 styled as a character on a book cover titled 12 Years of Slavery, where Marlon added, "Now let's think about this, 50. And another image showed 50 in a bathtub scene with Diddy, captioned, "Just for the record, bro, let's correct the narratives," taking the feud to a whole new level online. Curtis Rubb, AUB Dub, stop. That pretty much summed up the non-stop back and forth, with both sides throwing slick shots until Marlon finally tapped out and posted a video on Instagram explaining his side of the situation. Now, that's what he was saying out loud, but a lot of people felt his actions were telling a totally different story, and the internet definitely picked up on that disconnect fast. Opinions started flying everywhere, Timelines lit up, and one of the loudest voices chiming in was none other than Soulja Boy. Like I mentioned before, nobody was shocked to see Soulja step into the mix to defend 50 against Marlon, because the two of them already had tension earlier this year. That earlier clash was tied to Marlon openly supporting the LGBTQ+ community, which became a talking point after Marlon shared his thoughts on Soulja performing at Trump's inauguration, turning an opinion into a whole new layer of controversy. Soulja took things way too far when he jumped online and escalated the situation into direct personal attacks aimed at Marlon's family, especially comments about Marlon's transgender child, Kai, which crossed a serious line fast. Instead of keeping it about opinions or industry drama, he leaned into disrespectful talk about identity and appearance, saying things that many people immediately called out as ignorant and unnecessary, and that's where the tone shifted for a lot of viewers. Those remarks didn't sit well at all, and the backlash came quick, because dragging someone's child into public beef is where most folks draw the line, no debate about it. Even people who weren't riding for Marlon felt the comments were messy, reckless, and showed a lack of basic respect, turning what was already drama into something much uglier. Marlon fired back hard, choosing to clown Soulja's career status and public image instead of going after his family. He mocked his relevance, questioned his money, and threw shade at his behavior, basically saying the only reason Soulja keeps getting away with wild talk is because the industry doesn't take him seriously anymore. That response flipped the energy again, turning the feud into a brutal exchange of insults instead of just words online. Marlon didn't back off either and went straight for Soulja's status, basically saying the industry stopped needing him a long time ago. He clowned the fact that Soulja is a grown man still calling himself boy, turning it into a jab about how people allegedly talk down to him at events, treating him more like a sideshow than a serious artist. The sarcasm was heavy, the tone was ruthless, and the message was clear. Marlon felt Soulja had no real leverage left to talk like that. He doubled down by saying if Soulja actually had a real active career today, this type of reckless talk would have had real consequences already. But according to Marlon, that protection comes from irrelevance, not power, which made the insult sting even more and kept the internet buzzing. Things got even uglier when Marlon started referencing extreme claims Soulja had made about his own past and career, repeating them in a mocking way to discredit him rather than validate him. Instead of engaging with the seriousness of those statements, Marlon framed them as exaggerated and self-serving, saying he built his own success independently, no shortcuts and no handouts, pushing the idea that Soulja's stories didn't add up. That response cranked the tension even higher and turned the feud into a full-blown character assassination battle online. Now this is where the situation really starts getting extra messy, because people online are saying Soulja didn't jump into the beef between 50 and Marlon just because he already had tension with Marlon. According to the chatter, there's also long-running gossip tied to Soulja and 50's past that keeps getting dragged back into the spotlight whenever their names cross paths. Those rumors first picked up serious steam back in 2010 when 50 Cent and Soulja Boy appeared together on XXL magazine, and the visual had people talking immediately. The pose, the styling, and the overall energy of the shoot made a lot of viewers uncomfortable and confused, with many saying the image felt intentionally provocative rather than random. Social media ran with it fast, questioning why both artists signed off on a cover that leaned so heavy into suggestive imagery and power dynamics. At the time, critics argued that the magazine clearly knew what kind of conversation it would spark, and that both 50 and Soulja were fully aware of the narrative being pushed. Whether it was marketing shock value or just poor judgment, that cover never stopped following them, and now people are bringing it back up as another reason Soulja felt bold enough to jump into this current mess. The internet never forgets, and once those old visuals resurfaced, the speculation went right back into overdrive. That whole narrative got pushed even harder when Vivica Fox stepped into the conversation and added more fuel to the rumors swirling online. Things popped off after 50 threw shade at the TV show Empire, criticizing it for leaning too hard into what he called too gay, and that comment did not land quietly at all. What made it hit louder was the fact that Vivica was actually part of Empire at the time, so she took the comment personal and fired back publicly. In a response, she hinted at 50 having a so-called DL lifestyle, which instantly reignited old gossip and sent blogs and timelines into a frenzy, turning a throwaway comment into a full-blown controversy again. Both Soulja and 50 took Vivica's comments real personal, and instead of calmly shutting the rumors down, they went straight into attack mode, trying to embarrass her publicly and flip the spotlight off themselves. That move alone had people talking, because the lack of a clear denial made the situation look even louder than it already was. Soulja jumped on Instagram and posted a messy message aimed at Vivica, telling people to hit her up and calling her a cougar, framing it like she was desperate for attention. The post came off disrespectful and childish, and it instantly sparked backlash because it felt like he was dodging the real issue and going for cheap shots instead. 50 didn't help the situation at all. He reposted Soulja's message and piled on with his own insults, making exaggerated and inappropriate claims meant to humiliate Vivica rather than address what she actually said. Instead of clearing anything up, his jokes and sarcasm just made the whole thing look more chaotic, and people online were not buying the act at all. Things spiraled even further when Jaguar Wright inserted herself into the conversation and claimed she had first-hand knowledge backing up the rumors about Soulja and 50. That's when the blogs really took off, because once another voice jumped in saying it was true, the situation exploded into a full-blown internet firestorm that neither of them seemed to be able to control. Now, as always, it's important to say this clearly. Everything being talked about here is still alleged, and nothing has been officially proven. We don't actually know the real reason Soulja decided to jump headfirst into this mess, but what's obvious is that the public had strong opinions and did not hold back at all. Social media lit up with comments, jokes, and wild takes, with one person sarcastically saying he's serving time, while another fired off, "Yeah, but Diddy still hasn't learned anything," showing just how heated the conversation got. Others went straight at Marlon, accusing him of making excuses and claiming the documentary was factual, legal, and not just some made-up story. Some comments suggested he was way too eager to defend Diddy, hinting that it looked personal, with jokes flying about him missing the parties and people clowning him non-stop, turning the whole thing into a public roast session. Another commenter took it even further, pointing out Marlon's long history of playing certain roles in Hollywood and having close ties to the LGBTQ+ community, arguing that this is exactly why he'd step up to defend Diddy in the first place. Whether fair or not, those comments spread fast and added even more fuel to an already raging fire. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Soulja Boy going off